Hi, folks. I just wanted to give everybody a quick rundown in regard to that Unit 1 open response assignment so you can see what needs to be there and how to make sure that you get everything done correctly. So on problem 1, we're talking about the bread machine information. So you're just reading through. So when you get to 1A, you're just reading the information. It tells you how much the bread machine is going to cost. It tells you how much the ingredients are per loaf. So since it's per, that means that 75 cents is the M value, and the upfront cost for that bread machine is the B value. So here's my equation, y equals 0.75x plus 80. That's the answer for 1A. Now, when you get to 1B, you're going to take that equation that you just had. So there it is. There's that equation. There it is right there. I give you a list of 5 numbers and I tell you to choose any 3. I chose 20, 60, and 100. And what I did was show the work to determine the ordered pairs for those 3 values for x. So I just plugged 20, 60, and 100 in for x into that equation and just did the math. So 0.75 times 20 is 15. 15 plus 80 is 95. So there's my ordered pair, 2095. Did the same thing for 60. Did the same thing for 100. I just did the math showing that work. Now I have my 3 ordered pairs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Desmos and I'm going to plug those numbers in. Okay, so I'm going to plug that in. So get my table, and I had 2095. I've got 60 and 125. I've got 100 and 155, and then I'm putting my equation in, which is y equals 0.75x plus 80. Okay? And so now I'm just going to go to this graph and just kind of look and see where everything is and make sure I'm all set. So I'm going to scroll way out and look at it. And so I'm good because all 3 of my points are right on the line. So perfect. That's a good start. That's right where I want to be. So now I'm going to come back to the document and keep going. So I did that right now. I don't need to put that picture in. Don't take that screenshot. So now I'm going to the next one. So I get to 1D. My loaf of bread is 325 per loaf when I buy it. So that means that 325 is the M value. I'm not buying a bread machine, so B is going to be 0, so I don't even have to write it. So here's my equation. So my equation for D will look similar to this. So y equals 3.25x. Now I'm going to do the same thing on 1E as I did on 1B. I'm going to take my equation. There it is. I'm going to choose 3 numbers out of my list of 5. I chose 40, 80, and 100 this time, and do the same thing. Just plug them in, do the math, get the answers. 3.25 times 40 is 130. There's my ordered pair, 4130. Did the same thing with 80, same thing with 100. And then again, I'm going to go back to the graph, and I'm going to put in those ordered pairs in that equation. So I'm going to 3, and I'm going to put in my table, and I have 40, 130. I've got 80, 260, and I've got 100, 325. And then my equation, again, I'm just going to plug that in. Y equals 3.25. Oops, helps if I type the right number, x. Okay, now let's look at this graph. Alrighty. And so now I can see, I'm going to scroll it out, so I can see that all of my points for that line are, are right there. They're right on the line. And now I can see that those lines intersect. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that point of intersection. There it is. This is now the screenshot that I'm going to take to put into my assignment right there. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Take that screenshot. Bang, I'm going to save that. Remember to copy. And then we're going to go back to the document. And you'll notice I have that in there. There it is. My table, equation, the two lines, my point of intersection. I clicked on it twice so that I could get the ordered pair. And then you will notice that that ordered pair is going to answer the next two questions, right? Write the ordered pair where they cross. Well, there it is. And so the 32 is how many loaves. The 104 is how much money. And then once I get down to here, it's just a matter of filling in the table. And my statement was you have to list at least 3 advantages and 3 disadvantages for buying the bread machine. Okay? You're choosing. Maybe it's how it makes you smell. Maybe it's that I get to choose whatever kind of bread I want to make, whatever the case is. And then you're going to choose. You're either buying the machine, or not buying the machine. But give specific reasons as to why you made that choice. Once you do that, number 1 is done. Now you go to number 2, and it's basically the same problem. Look at 2A. You read it. I buy the washer and dryer for $1,200. The cost to wash and dry one load of laundry is 50 cents. So it's 50 cents per load. That's my M value. So there's my equation. Y equals 0.50x plus 1,200. There, 1A is done. 1B, now I'm telling you that you're going to use 0, 50, and 100 to start. And then once you do that, you're going to look to see if there's a pattern, and there will be. So I just plugged in 0, 50, and 100 into my equation. 0.50 times 0 is 0, plus 1,200 is 1,200. There's my first ordered pair, 0, 1,200. I put 1,200 right into the table. Did the same thing for 50. I got 50, 1225. I put that in. Did the same thing for 100. Got 100, 1250. Put that in. And so I stopped and looked at those 3 and I said, I see my pattern. Every time I go up 50 on X, my Y goes up 25. So now I just fill in the rest of it following that pattern. I added 25 to get 1275, another 25 to get 1300, and so on. Okay? Then I go down to C. I'm reading that. It cost me $3.50 to wash and dry a load of laundry at the laundromat. That's per load. Per load. So that's the slope. That's the M value. And because we're not buying a washer and dryer, there is no B. It's 0, so I don't need to write it. So here's my equation. Again, I'm going to come down to D and do the same thing. I'm going to use the 0, 50, and 100, plug those in, do the math. So here I am doing my math. I'm showing the work. 350 times 0 is 0. There's my first ordered pair. I put 0 in for Y. 350 times 50 is 175. There's my ordered pair. There's my 175. And so on for 100. Plugged it in. And then I looked at the pattern and I said, every time I go up 50, I'm going up on for Y by 175. So I just keep adding 175 all the way up and fill in the rest of the table. And then at that point, it says write the ordered pair that is the same in both tables. I just look at both of those T-charts, and I notice that both of them have 400, 1,400. That is my ordered pair that's in the same in both. So if I were to graph those lines, they would intersect at that point, 400, 1,400. So that's my answer for E. And for F, it's 400 loads for $1,400. And then when I get down here, again, same deal. At least 3 advantages for buying the washer and dryer, at least 3 disadvantages for buying the washer and dryer, okay, which is going now to the laundromat. And then again, finally, state which one you're going to choose. You're either going to buy the washer and dryer or you're not. You're just going to do your laundry at the laundromat. And then again, provide specific reasons for that choice. So once you have all those things filled in, you have completed this assignment.